amazed at how large a role our perception of life plays on our life. And the way that the inside of our mind looks affects how the outside world looks to us. And that you can have such a wide range of outcomes and perceptions in humanity. Like, I don't think that animals have this much of a range of outcomes in personality. I think giraffes, for the most part, are pretty similar one to another. You might get a crazy giraffe every once in a while, but I think it's pretty rare. Same thing with tigers, same thing with alligators. I think if you took 1,000 different tigers and, put them into a particular scenario, like 99% of them would act the same. But humans, you have such a wide range of different types of humans. You have humans who are peaceful and kind of docile creatures. You have humans who are serial murderers. And it's the same, we're basically like the same genetic code from one person to another. So the psychology of the inside of our brain just has such a huge reverberating effect on our personality and how we interact with the world. And I've seen the color of my world change so greatly over the last several years as the inside of my mind changed to where I can see possibilities and realities now that just weren't existent to me back then. And I look back on ways that I used to approach life, and I can see how limited my scope was. And you have certain areas of life where there's just such differing views. Right now, the political spectrum is so extreme. And you could be talking about the same thing, and people will have such different views. And it's hard to tell what's real and what isn't. It's hard to believe that people are talking about the same thing. And I wonder, why is that? How is it possible to have such different views on the same thing? And it makes it really hard to understand what is actually true, because it's hard to believe that two people can have ideas about something that are so far apart when they're talking about the same thing. It's a strange time to be alive and interested in the world and gathering information and trying to determine what's what. It almost gives you the sense of, what's the point of gathering information? I might as well just live my day-to-day life and kind of not pay attention to the outside world. But the outside world is interesting, and I have a desire to understand it as best I can and try to incorporate it into my life, to have a worldview. But having a worldview today is hard. You have to read that much more. You have to listen to that much more. Sift through it. Let it work its way through you. Use your logic and your intuition. Maybe more intuition than logic, because logic relies on stated facts, and facts are stated in many different ways today. It comes down to, more than ever, knowing yourself, because the better you know yourself, the better you'll be able to guide yourself through a confusing time.